get this made. It was my own design. They couldn't take the image I sent, but they tweaked it, and it's still essentially the same design. We swapped the colors and stuff like that, but pretty nice. I got poster board so I can make I was gonna use cardboard, so here's the thing. I didn't have paint to make enough paint to make the poster, the cardboard, like one flush color, because it was all like had labels on it from packages. So I was like, it's not gonna work because I don't have the paint to do that. So I just got a new poster board. I'm gonna cut that in half because I think I don't need a sign that big. And then, or I'll make 2 signs. But yeah, so far very productive. I drove down to the mall to get it done. The guy was super nice. And I went without using directions. I just knew where I was going. And for a normal person, yeah, that's nothing. But I'm not a normal person, so that took a lot for me to go with 100% confidence. Even though I already know where the mall is, I always second guess myself, so I'm like, gotta put this on. But I did it all by my lonesome. Perfect. Went to Michael's. Wish it was AC Moore, but rest in peace. But now I'm at my doctor's appointment. Kind of dreading that. Wish I got food instead first, but I was worried about the time. But that's just the update. I have limited time. We don't know how much time I have to record, so I'm just gonna I'm painting my sign last minute. I know, despite everything I said about doing things last minute, I'm doing it last minute. Things changed. Yesterday got brutal, so I can't do it. So I'm doing it now, the night before the protest. But I'm thinking I'm gonna do one side says one thing and the other side says something else. Alright, so it's like my body, my choice, not your body, not your choice. Just gonna hope I don't make the classic sizing mistake, you know, where you think you know the size letters are and then you find out you don't. I don't know, like, part of me wants to make like these perfect shapes, but I've never been good with like lettering in terms of, and like I'm using paint, so I really don't know. I feel like I'm gonna do some tonight, and then tomorrow morning, I wake up early, I'll do but I'm kind of liking how this dry brushing looks with the Y. Like, it's not consistent though, so I don't know. But I don't know. I haven't been creative in a while. If you couldn't tell, like I haven't been posting until now. Like, I drew my sketchbook for the first time in a long time. But even then, like, I'm not actually motivated to do it, you know? It's just, I don't know, it's just, there's nothing in me that actually wants to do it anymore. It's not like something that I felt like, haven't done in a while, let's force myself to do it, sort of thing. It was weird. So it's like, I don't know. But I really like making YouTube videos. So it was actually kind of depressing not making YouTube videos. And so, oh, that's just not the way I need that proportion. Scared. We'll commit. And the funny thing is, I It's just over like 30 times, trying to make sure that when I get down to it. Yeah, I'm sorry for the random bits of silence. But yeah, I just haven't been working. I have another board in case I butcher this to be on repair. But I'm kind of liking doing this because I'm good at creative things to an extent. Not that I wouldn't refer to myself as a creative person. I think I can draw, I can paint. Well, I want to say I can paint, but like I can draw, and I like the arts. Like I was almost an art major. The only reason I didn't do it was because I didn't want to take art history, and inevitably I voluntarily took art history, so should have done it. This is definitely not. This is not proportioned correctly, so I'm gonna cry about it for real. I'm stressed. I knew I was gonna make the classic sizing mistake, but I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. I thought I would fix it sooner, and I saw it coming, but I want bigger. Now I don't feel like I'm giving up, but yeah, so I'm not really a creative person. I like the arts, and I have some skill within it. Not that you're seeing any good example of it, but I'm pretty decent on Illustrator. It takes me a long time, but my results are good. And then like paper sketches I can do. Takes me less time, honestly. The way I do shading, it doesn't take me too long. But I wouldn't do any formal artwork. Like, I wouldn't sell my work. I also have an attachment to things, so I want to do that. But also, just in general, it's not good enough to sell. Like, maybe someone would spend $5, but not enough to actually have a life on it. Because if I just did the first one, boom, done. But I didn't. I wanted to do more. repaint it in the morning, and I didn't record it because I didn't have the time. But this is what I did. We're heading down. I found a perfect parking spot. I'm a little anxious about carrying a sign with me, but we're committing, I guess. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm a little anxious. I'm going by myself, so I don't know. But wish me luck.
Women's rights are human rights. 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 Really? Women's rights are human rights. All right, let's change it up. Okay. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Hey, hey.
Took a lot of energy out of me. 10 out of 10 will do again. This is my second time going to a pro. Obviously, we'll keep going. Some instances occurred, but overall it was very nice. Oh, I'm tired. I'm debating whether I should get food, but